It's game day, and the Broncos have a 5-game win streak on the line. We've got a lot to talk about from Pat Surtain and Dre Greenlaw. Bo Nix is good now, which is awesome. I think he might stay good. It's going to be a big show. We're going to get started in about 30 seconds. This is the DNVR Broncos pregame show presented by Coors Light. Weird day today with the daylight savings. I'm not sure if that tripped you guys up, but I've been having a rough morning.
It's been a really weird morning.
Yes,
all over the place. Don't know what time it is. I was all over the place this morning.
Yeah, I woke up at 5:30 and was like, "This is weird. Like, I feel like I should be awake." And I was like, I can't though, because it's 5:30. So I went back to sleep, woke up at 8:30, same thing. Eventually, Lexi told me like, oh, well, good thing it's daylight savings, right? And I was like, oh, that explains this all weird stuff. I'm in a weird place.
I think that I just timed it right because I just went to sleep a little later than I normally would last night. The one thing that I did notice was that it was very bright out when I woke up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would do it. We've got more important things to talk about, though. I'm Henry Chisholm, Brian Koenigsberg, Super Bowl 50 champion Bennie Fowler. Let's just jump in from the top. You know, we're going to talk a lot about Pat Surtain later on in the show because that is the biggest storyline. But outside of the Pat Surtain storyline, Benny, what do you think the biggest storyline today is?
Can Bo keep his momentum? Can Bo keep his momentum going forward? Can he continue the last 5 quarters of play? He has been exceptional. He's been an elite quarterback. Broncos are 6-2. Can he keep this elite level play up against the Houston Texans, who are the #1 defense? I think that's the biggest storyline for me.
Yeah, it's along those lines for me as well. The only thing I would add is like Bo hasn't shown it this year against an elite defense. Yeah. And that is a huge opportunity for him. He doesn't have to go throw for 400 yards. But if he could throw for 225 and 2 touchdowns and the Broncos get a win, like you have to go. And maybe most people don't care about it because they just watch our show like they should. But like,
right,
the national shows in the morning have to be saying like Bo Nix is here and he's not going anywhere if he goes and balls out today. So it's a real like chance for an arrival game for Bo Nix, and I think it nicely pairs up. And I know we're not going to talk about Pat, but it nicely pairs up with the fact that Pat Surtain isn't playing. I don't know if you guys know that because we weren't supposed to talk about it yet.
Right, that's a secret. Bad news coming later in the show.
When a team is down their best player. Yeah, like there's kind of a new opportunity for someone else to jump up and say like, "Oh, I didn't realize that guy was so good." Yep. You know, so Bo Nix could kind of carry the Broncos to a victory. That's a statement game.
It sounds nice.
You think he can carry the team? So you're saying that Bo Nix, we're putting this game on Bo, putting it on his shoulders to be that elite level quarterback that we know he can be, but to carry this team against the #1 defense in the NFL.
The old DNVR Broncos adage, are you the pilot or are you the plane? Well, the pilot is out sick today.
Okay.
Wait.
Or sorry, the plane is out sick.
The plane is out sick.
The plane is out sick. We need a new plane.
Hate when that happens.
That metaphor broke down quickly.
It did. Yeah, it just needs repairs.
Exactly.
Makes a little more sense than
the
catching
was
a
like
cold.
Missing a wing, and Bo Nix is coming in to be the wing.
How about it was like our plane, where it's just the air conditioning problem. Something that'll get fixed quickly. Not just wing gone. Because Pat Surtain does still have his arm.
He's got a wing problem.
Yeah, a wing problem. But it is still attached, luckily.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge opportunity for Bo. If, in my dream world, a dream world that has existed since the first game because we're just waiting to see it again, he just looks for an entire game like he did in that first series of the first game of the season, where he's just like running around and he's just like slinging it. And you're just like, how are you doing all this stuff? Because those are the best the Bo vibes have been all season. Like after that first drive, and things went to hell there pretty quickly after, it was incredible though. Just off platform, like finding tight windows, still waiting for it to come back. And I mean, again, played well last week, 4 touchdowns. Before that, had gone 3 consecutive games without an interception. Like there are things that you can point to, but if he did go out there and have, 300-yard game, 4 touchdowns, that's when all of a sudden everybody is saying
yard
like
game. Woo.
It'd be crazy. But
I mean, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
ESPN and Fox and all those other networks, you have no choice but to talk about Bo if he has a 300-yard game. But I do like
and you're like
Arcane's stat line.
Yeah, 225 and 2 tuts.
And I'm going to start to call you like the DNVR Sean Payton because I feel like you guys are always like on the same plane. I feel like Sean is actually thinking like that today as well. 225, 2 touchdowns, super efficient. This team plays a lot of zone. They are not a heavy blitz team. They're playing, if you got, first and 20, or if you got long down and distances, you're getting cover 4, cover 24, which is, 2 to the boundary, 4 to the field. And pretty much you're primarily getting middle of the field, deep third coverage, which is what they play in San Francisco, which we saw Bo and the Broncos go against the Chargers. In that game, Bo wasn't as efficient. So you're going to have to attack the middle of the field. He's going to have to attack the middle of the field today. Where does the intermediate passing game come in? So Bo's got to be elite with his completions.
We're going to see just how linked up me and Sean are because I'm decently invested in a Mercedes Lewis touchdown today because I just have.
We've all been talking about it. We all talked about it.
Yep. I just have this feeling. I just have this feeling that Sean's like, bro, come over here, block your ass off. I'm going to get you a touchdown at 41 years old.
Okay, we got to make that bet. I do the ad break, too, so I'm not even going to have a minute to do it. Oh, well. Don't move the line too much if you guys are watching. I think... I
think 2,000 anytime, plus 7,000 first.
Plus 1,800 anytime now. You're not alone.
Well, it's probably my fault.
Probably your fault. You are decently invested. I'll throw out another storyline. J.K. Dobbins going back to Texas. J.K., great person, great personality, big personality. And his whole story is super interesting. He's from a very small town in Texas. I'm from a small town in Montana. He's from a much smaller town in Texas.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy to think about?
Bigger in Texas.
Exactly.
What's the population of the city, do you know?
It's about 4,000 now.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. And so it's only a couple hours from like Houston and Dallas, so it's around
4,000 people in them around here.
Exactly. But he's from there. Obviously, the best athlete to ever come from that school was like I think it was Hurricane Harvey that hit the town right before his first game at Ohio State when he was the first freshman running back to start for Ohio State and however long, ran for 180 yards in his first. Like, there's so many pieces of his story that are.
Ohio State find him?
Right.
In a town of 4,000 people.
Well, and that's what they say is like we just had like all these ridiculous college coaches coming to our little town to see JK. They get like I also broke his ankle, like the ugly kind, in his first play of his senior season. But they're like crazy story, but means a whole lot to that little town. And for him to be going back to Texas to play a game,
whole town might be there.
Whole town might. He said he couldn't buy tickets for everybody because they're a little bit expensive. Someday he's going to get a big contract, hopefully. But as of now, when you're on those, just kind of keep stacking the $2 million a year. Isn't quite there yet. But for him to be going back to Texas, I know he wants this one badly. He's running well. Third on the rushing list right now behind James Cook, who plays the Chiefs defense today. So could he drop down a bit? A couple of those little things.
Want him to go up.
Right, we do want him to because we support the Broncos more than JK. But I'm excited for JK going back today, and I think he's in for a big game.
I think he is as well. I think for the Broncos to win this game and to be efficient on offense, you got to have an incredible run game. The Texans have Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. Those are their incredible pass rushers. How do you negate the pass rush? You run the ball and you run at them. Give these guys some body blows. Our offensive line has to take it to their defensive line, and then that way JK can be positive in the run game. He can have those we want 4 to 5 yards per carry. So that's what I expect. I expect JK to have a big day, and I expect him to continue the momentum. And I also expect him to continue to bring the swagger that he's brought throughout the entire season. I think he is the juice on the offense. When you see that, when he gets going, the offense just has a tremendous amount of confidence, and I feel like we will see a lot of the eat sign today in Texas, baby.
I did just jump in 1,700.
1,700.
Plus 1,700.
Oh.
We're in free fall.
I thought you were saying
Is it on Bet365 yet? Because I didn't see it on Bet365.
Everything's on Bet365. Do you have one more storyline for us, Ryan?
Let's see. I hit my Mercedes Lewis storyline.
Mimsy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
also
Who steps up in Marvin
Texas
Mims'
legend.
absence? Okay, I got one. Doesn't count as talking about Pat. Riley Moss.
yeah, there's our storyline.
No, but I think he's also going to get a chance to return punts.
So I think it's going to be Michael Bandy. So here's weird situation. Obviously, you lose Marvin Mims, who is your All-Pro returner. They don't have a lot of other punt returners. So you have R.J. Harvey, Tyler Bidet, who've returned kicks. That isn't really the profile that you look for with a punt returner. We saw Riley Moss go in to fair catch some punts last week. Doesn't seem like Sean is the type to want to fair catch every punt the other team gives him. He's going to want somebody who returns. If Pat Surtain's hurt, are you willing to let Riley return, which could get him hurt also? I don't think so. They did activate Michael Bandy, who...
I don't think Riley's returning punts at all. I mean, playing full-time corner and then going back there to receive punts. And also, I think the Broncos only have 4 corners dressed for the game. So you have you cannot afford an injury at all at this point in time. So I think Michael Bandy goes back there to return punts.
Can I tell a funny Michael Bandy story?
Let's hear it.
I hope so, yeah.
Meaning no disrespect to Michael Bandy. I was playing golf this year, and I'm on the first green, and the ball comes like whizzing by my head. And I was like, geez, that was close, like whatever. And we start walking up to the next tee box. The guys who hit that shot are coming towards us. And it's Cortland Sutton, Justin Sternad, and another guy. And the other guy is like, hey, like, sorry, like, I didn't know, like, it was coming near you. It was blocked by the trees, like, whatever. I'm like, oh, you're all good, man. Like, whatever. Say what up to Court, say what up to Sternad. Walk away, and talking to my friend who knows those guys, and I was like, is that, like, their agent or something? He's like, no, that's Michael Bandy. I was like, oh, shit.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep. And today, Michael Bandy, 13th NFL game, which is kind of crazy to think about. But he was actually, like, he started a couple games for the Chargers a couple years ago. Second game is a Broncos.
He's one of my other only touchdown bets.
Ooh.
Or not only touchdowns, but anytime touchdown bets.
Okay.
Michael Bandy, because
Bandy, man.
Sean has these weird play. Now, I wouldn't say weird plays, but he has these opportunities where people who don't expect.
Right.
He always does what you expect least.
Exactly.
He does.
So in New Orleans, when I was in New Orleans, you guys, I don't know if you guys remember the name Austin Carr, but
Nope.
I got hurt. I ended up getting hurt. We had a whole bunch of injuries in 2020, and Austin Carr gets elevated from the practice squad, Northwestern grad. I think he had 2 catches on the season. I think they're both touchdowns. Nobody was expecting it, though. So
Also,
Michael
like,
Bandy, TD, baby.
Bandy might run like a little zig route better than anyone on the team. So get him
Oh, you
down.
think he's going to get some tick like in the actual field of play? I'm thinking only red zone.
Well, no, but I just mean like you get down on the goal line,
Oh, yeah.
get a third down, and just have him run a little zig or like a little return.
It's possible.
I don't think Houston's going to be ready for it. They play a lot of man down there as well.
We can hit some notes for this game. Some big notes today because for the first time, the injury report kind of matters for the Broncos. But we'll hit the Texans first.
Michael Bandy anytime plus 4,000.
40-1. I mean, if you hear 40-1, how could you not take it?
Especially after Benny just said that.
Right.
Never would have even crossed my mind otherwise.
But if you have Mercedes Lewis, how could you not have Michael? What's the parlay?
Oh my God. Let's find
You
out.
could retire.
Plus 60,000.
60,000.
Bandy anytime, Mercedes Lewis anytime. For those of you who don't sports gamble, that's 10 for 6,000.
That's a good deal. Inactives for the Texans. No Graham Mertz. I didn't realize he was there. Former Wisconsin quarterback who was
Florida quarterback as well.
number 1 recruit.
Yeah.
Then Florida, and then apparently now is not playing for the Texans. Damian Pierce is out. Jarrett Kingston out. Trent Brown, the tackle's out. Dylan Horton. And then on the Broncos side, where there's a little bit more news. Savion Jones, Jordan Jackson out as always. Jaleel McLaughlin once again not playing. Nate Adkins isn't playing. That's why we're seeing Mercedes Lewis. Then you get to Marvin Mims, who we've talked about. PJ Locke isn't playing, which I think is sneaky big news, considering you're already down 1 DB. You know,
What's PJ Locke's injury?
He has a neck injury. So remember, he had the spinal surgery in the offseason. Very few players have returned to play from that injury, that surgery. Actually grew an inch because of it, because of how it affected his spine, which is kind of strange.
What?
Yeah. And you can tell, too. Like, you hear the story and you're like, huh. And then you see him and you're just like, oh, now you're tall PJ. This is not the same guy as before.
Has anyone told Zach about this?
I think you have to have something wrong with your spine in there that needs to be straightened out and lengthened. But there's a chance.
The PJ lock, that's a scary.
It is.
For him being out of the lineup, primarily on the punt side.
Yep.
Him being the personal protector and being able to just see the different ways that Houston will line up to try to block a punt, which they are great on special teams. That's a little scary in terms of who is actually going to replace PJ Locke and just being able to see the different rushes or looks, because you don't change personal protector a lot throughout the season. So that's a little worrisome right there.
Right. It hasn't played a lot of defense, like 11 snaps of defense all season. But occasionally you have those 3 safety packages, and you would think in a week where you don't have Pat Surtain, you might want to go to those a little bit more often. Without PJ, though, can't really do that. JL Skinner's next up. We saw in the late game situation against the Eagles, I want to say, he had a couple little hiccups in coverage, the pass interference, the other play that was a little bit dangerous. Curious to see how that one plays out. But if you lose a safety, you're in a weird spot now. And then, of course, no Pat Surtain, which potentially, I think if the Broncos didn't have Bo Nix, that'd probably be the worst single player to lose for a game. Pat Surtain's got to be number 2, right, Benny?
I don't know. That's a hard one for me to think about, because he plays corner, and obviously Pat's the best corner in the league. Mm-hmm. But I would say after Bo Nix, to me, the biggest loss would be Nick Bonitto, just because the pass rush is the most important. Pat, and he's even said this himself, is that he has elite coverage and elite ability because of the pass rush. Mm-hmm. And when you think about the pass rush that the Broncos have had the last couple of years, Pat being Defensive Player of the Year, he's able to sit on different routes. He's able to read the quarterback a lot faster because you have a pass rush. So I would say after Bo Nix, then it would be Nick Bonitto for me, and then Pat Surtain.
How much fun is that? Like, the idea that
incredible.
You now have, imagine 2 years ago saying like, oh, you can't lose Nick Bonitto. Like, on a defense that has Pat Surtain, to be able to make the case at the very least that Nick Bonitto is the most important player. Like, I remember just last year, everybody got upset with me when Nick Bonitto got off to his hot start, and I said, like, what if Nick Bonitto becomes your best defensive player? It's like, that can't happen. That can't happen. You know, Pat Surtain. Now we're here in a world where Nick Bonitto is that good.
Yeah, he is that good.
I'm not sure what just happened, but first of all, you guys are quick on these bets because I'm just watching the odds shift.
I know. That's why I had to get in quickly. It's quickly.
But
is it shifting right now?
Somehow I went.
Yes.
I went back to do the Mercedes Lewis Michael Bandy parlay, and I said plus. Didn't I say plus 60,000 earlier?
Yeah.
Somehow I just got it at plus 150,000.
Oh, good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. Yeah, my favorite one of those is there was
you're buying drinks after you win that.
Well, and that actually brings me to my next point, which is I was going to bring this up off air, but why not just bring it up on air? Broncos win Sunday fun day for the boys. We got the whole day after this.
I am down.
All right, let's go.
Yes.
Line them up. Line up the shots.
Let's go.
Be at the bar later.
London.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And maybe at the same time. No, time change doesn't quite work that way. Afternoon here would still be a little bit too early for the times we're out
then.
then.
Like 3 o'clock by the time we're done with work, which is like 10 p.m.
Okay,
London.
it does kind of line up. Also, on the lines moving, my favorite example of that was there was a Nuggets draft show probably 2 years ago when everybody wanted one player, and our Nuggets guys live were saying, look at these odds shift. Like, look, this guy it's now going down to 600 to 500, and so everybody kept betting it, and so it'd go 500 to 400, and so everybody was like, oh, this is happening. Like, this is actually like, look at the odds. He's now favored to be the Nuggets draft pick.
Because
right. And it's because everybody just kept betting. It was like, oh, now it's going to happen. And then he winds up like minus 200 or whatever for the Nuggets to draft him. They draft somebody else. That was like an all-time moment on that Nuggets draft show. Okay. Pat Surtain.
Oh, we got to talk about it now.
Back to Pat Surtain. Yeah. Seems like it's Kris Abrams-Draine who's going to be replacing him. Part of me wonders if that's like the Jahdae Barron bait and switch. Like, I'm going to make everybody think it's going to be Kris all week. We're going to throw Jahdae out there. Do you think there's anything to that? I know Jahdae posted something on Instagram that hinted toward like, wait for your opportunity, but in a way that made me think like, could today be the opportunity?
Yeah, I hope today is the opportunity for him being the Broncos' first overall pick in the 2025 draft. You hope you want to see that. He also had an interception last week. You want to see him to continue to get better and play and make plays, but I think it'll be eye-opening if he isn't starting and if he isn't getting a significant amount of snaps today just with Pat being out. So I think that's definitely something to keep an eye on. But I'd love to see him out there. I mean, he's a Thorpe Award winner. He's back in Texas as well, and you know, coming from Texas.
Right.
So this could be. I don't know if he's from Texas, but I don't know if this is a coming home party for him. But
I believe he is.
He is from Texas.
Yes.
Well, it's time for him to show out. I mean, this is the opportunity right here. So if he does ball and Pat comes back, do you then, you know, is he splitting time now with Riley Moss? These are things to think about.
I think Kris Abrams-Draine could also play that well. We saw him get the one start last year, picks off Justin Herbert, and we're all like, oh my goodness, this guy can play. At that time, he's a 5th-round rookie, but had just been an all-SEC selection for leading the conference in pass breakups, for being like 3rd in the conference in interceptions. He was just small, and so you're like, But when you see the athleticism, just the quickness, the ability to, even if he loses on the break, just that 0 to 60 to cut down the space, there's a lot there. And Sean said earlier this week, potentially has the best ball skills on the team. A couple of receivers took offense to that comment, but like he was a 4-star receiver recruit.
Did you hear Pat's quote?
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah.
That's what receivers are supposed to say.
100%.
It's incredible. But I kind of think he could go out there and have a big game, and we could have some of those.
Should we pick him for an interception?
Well, we're going to have the turnover chain draft.
We are. Any other thoughts? I think we only got. Oh wait, I read that clock run. I saw it at 48, not a 42. So we do have time.
Yeah, daylight savings time is really
I'm
getting
not
to
meant
you.
for this.
The minutes still go the same.
Right. Oh my goodness. And I just realized my car the clock in the car is going to be wrong too.
Yeah.
Because before it was always off by 2 hours. And now it's either going to be off by 1 hour or 3 hours. I'm not going to remember which one.
Always off by 2 hours, so you've never changed it.
How is that possible?
I don't know. Because Montana's same time zone, so I never, that wouldn't have explained it.
Montana's in the mountain time zone?
Yeah. I mean, mountains.
That's true.
Right.
I'm going to West Virginia next weekend. Are they in the mountain time zone too?
So,
Their
for
team's
some
literally called the
reason,
Mountaineers.
every time I hear their mountains get all hyped up, I get a little bit offended. Because, they're not great mountains. Like, our mountains are so much better than their mountains. But I was like, oh, the mountains out there.
I talked to someone yesterday about this. They're like, you're going to be disappointed by the mountains. I was like, I have no expectations for the mountains.
Right.
We already
Have
the
you
best
been to
mountains,
West
I know
Virginia,
this.
Benny?
Nope, never been.
It's a weird place. Not that I've been,
never
just
been
like,
either.
why would anybody go?
I've heard a lot of bad things about Virginia.
Huh.
Yeah, depends who you talk to, really.
West Virginian.
I just have one thing on this. I just love that Sean Payton has you in your mind in such a pretzel that you're like,
Right.
maybe he's telling us that it's going to be Kris Abrams-Draine just to have it not be Kris Abrams-Draine.
Right. It's like maybe he's the backup last week, and Sean, because Kris Abrams-Draine was the one who subbed in during the game, is thinking they're going to be scouting this all week.
They'll
So
never see
I
it
can
coming.
put Jahdae out there, and they'll never see it coming.
Yeah.
I don't think Sean has any say in that. I think it's all Vance Joseph and who
Interesting.
actually is picking up the scheme and what they understand about the scheme. I think that's also one of the reasons why Jahdae has not been playing a lot, is because is he picking up the defensive scheme? Because it doesn't seem, from a talent standpoint, he should obviously be out there. But
Right. Well, he's also been playing in the nickel all year.
yeah,
And so,
so is Jaquan.
how quickly could you say, like, hey, we've been teaching you how to do this all year. We actually want you on 1 week's notice to bump to the boundary.
I feel like that could be a little bit easier for him, is to actually play on the boundary. And yeah, I think nickel is hard. When I think about nickel cornerbacks, I think about Chris Harris Jr. and the way he played, but he was just as smart as anybody else out there, just as smart as the quarterbacks, and knew all the concepts and plays. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. If he does play on the outside, I think he's got it.
Yeah. We got some West Virginians in the chat, it appears.
Yeah, they say
They
West
going off on
Virginia,
you?
best Virginia.
Yeah, it is.
Well, you're only competing
Fits.
with
Good
one
phrase.
other Virginia. It's not that hard.
It's a lot better than the response to when we talk about Wyoming, for example. Because you had your whole bumpkin thing, and I had the
Yeah. Sorry
not
about
a huge
that.
fan thing. I'm all in on Wyoming now, though.
Pat Bryant breakout game.
So last week I bet on him to have the 4 catches. He had 2 at halftime, and I was like, oh, it's going to happen. I don't know if I can do it again.
This is the game.
We're doing it again?
This is the game, and I only say this is the
He
game.
can't score 2 touchdowns and Bandy and Mercedes.
No, I don't think. I don't think he's going to score. I don't think he's going to score 2 TDs.
Okay. 4 catches.
I think 4 catches for sure, and I think because Mims is out, he's got to be on the field a tremendous amount.
Right.
So I think it's Cortland, Pat Bryant, and Troy Franklin out there. Bulk of the snaps, those guys are getting the passes. I think the offense could actually flow a lot better today just with having those 3 dogs out there. But I think Pat and everything that he built off last week, scoring his first touchdown, doing the Mile High Salute, I think that continues. I think his momentum continues. Also, I think he's going to be huge in the run game. I think he'll have a big game today.
I like it. Any other big predictions, bold predictions? Not that that's a segment we ever do, but I'm kind of enjoying
any
this.
bolder than Michael Bandy anytime
No, that's
touchdown
your one. That's
and
your one.
Mercedes Lewis anytime touchdown parlay.
All right. Well, then let's hit. I send in some
your
bets.
I budgeted to be able to actually take your bets.
Oh,
today,
real
so-
quick before we do that, want to give a shout out to our friends at Coors Light. Coors Light is incredible. They make everything we do possible. We're about to go watch a bunch of football, obviously, drink a bunch of Coors Lights. There's something about
Fridge
these
stocked?
fridges
Go.
stocked.
Early this morning, about to shoot for beer.
Wow.
There's something about these 11 a.m. games that make me want to drink beer more, actually.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe it sends you back to college where like this time of day is when you're supposed to start drinking beer. Because that's when I was drinking the most beer in my life, as most people do. It's
Yeah.
college. That's what it's all about.
Wait
But
till you start going to bachelor parties.
I think my bachelor party days are behind me.
Really?
I think I've got
What about your own?
right. Blanked on that one. Hopefully she's not watching
Gotta-
with her
she's not
family.
watching.
Yeah, no. There will be at least one more. But
You're
Coors
gonna
Light.
be so hammered.
I'm
that's
telling you,
the
that's
plan.
going to be new high bar for beer drinking.
I love beer.
Or like golf trips. Oof.
Golf trips. Beer is the best. Coors Light is the best of the beers. When the mountains turn blue, it's cold as the Rockies. Cold filtered, cold lagered, cold package. I don't know how you filter or lager a beer, but it sure sounds like they do it the best.
Better if you do it cold.
Make the most out of times you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado beer. All right. Before we get out of here, my bets for this week. These are our Bet365 pregame picks. If you want to go sign up, you can do so. And if you use the Bet365 app, use the code DNVR365, deposit $10, place a bet for $5, get $200 in bonus bets.
Oh, wow.
First, Bo to have 200 passing yards, minus 145. I know the odds aren't great, but that's a little, throw it in the parlay. He'll get 200 today. I feel good about that.
Well, I'm parlaying all of these.
Oh, I like it. The Kris Abrams-Draine interception plus 700. That's 7-1 odds on Kris Abrams-Draine to have a pick. I love it. They're going to be throwing it at him. Best ball skills on the team. According to Sean, not according to me. Player prop, Dobbins, 2+ touchdowns, plus 1,100.
Oh.
Again, going back to Texas, the touchdown lines are a little bit deflated this week because the defenses are so good. But I think he's getting 2 today. I think he saw the rookie get 3 last week, and this week he's saying like I'm going to get a couple.
Just really doesn't add up with my game theory.
Right, because the 2 touchdowns there, the 2 touch like
Yeah,
it does.
it's
Yeah,
a lot of touchdowns.
maybe they'll just score a lot of touchdowns.
Nick Bonitto sack too.
Nick Bonitto sack, always
It's like
a good one.
Plus 150 right now.
Maybe
you
2
guys-
sacks.
Wow,
Must be
plus
21 and
150.
older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or somebody who has a gambling problem wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. I think that's going to do it for us.
I'm going to go get a croissant breakfast sandwich from the
Oh,
bar.
sounds so
So
good.
The ham one. Fire. Yeah.
I always go with the sausage. I'm a big sausage guy myself. We're going to shoot. We're gonna be we're gonna be live for the entire game. Come hang out with us. We're just gonna be right on the other side of those stairs that you guys can't see. We're gonna be live the entire game, post game show after. It's gonna be a big day. Don't leave us now. Come hang out. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
Go Broncos. God bless Bo
Broncos.
Nix.
We all silly like the mayor.